The U.S. military is looking into whether Russia knew about the chemical attack that led to President Donald Trump ordering a strike on Syria.
And as the Syrian government assesses the damage from that strike, United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley calling out both Russia and Iran for supporting the Syrian regime, while warning the U.S. is prepared to do more. New satellite images now revealing the full extent of the heavy American bombardment on the airbase in central Syria. On Friday, Syrian military officials gathered shortly after the strike to survey the damage, walking through the rubble and the charred vehicles, damaged runways, and buildings. Drone footage released by the Russian Defense Ministry showed the aftermath of the overnight attack that destroyed aircraft, hangars, ammunition bunkers, and air defense systems. Syrian state media said it killed at least 6 Syrian soldiers and 9 civilians were also killed. In total, 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles were launched at the airbase from 2 Navy warships in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. It was from this base, the Pentagon says, that the Syrian Air Force stored and launched an airstrike with chemical weapons, a nerve agent that was then dropped on civilians in northern Idlib province, which is held by rebel forces.
Assad choked out the lives of helpless men, women, and children. No child of God should ever suffer such horror.
More than 80 people were killed, more than half women and children. Russia said Syria bombed a rebel chemical facility. The Pentagon now asking whether the Russian government had prior knowledge or was somehow complicit in the horrific chemical attack. Shortly after, a drone flew over the attack site. Then the local hospital where victims were being treated was the subject of an airstrike, unclear whether by Syrian or Russian forces. And this morning, there are reports that less than 24 hours after the strike, Syrian warplanes have taken off from the damaged airbase.
Hands off Syria! Hands off Syria!
A group of demonstrators say they plan to hold a rally outside of a Jacksonville courthouse after 6 demonstrators were arrested on Friday. What started out as a peaceful protest against the Syrian airstrike quickly became heated between protesters and supporters of the president. Demonstrators say deputies took things too far when they arrested one man seen in this video. The sheriff's office lieutenant says he believes deputies responded appropriately. Deputies say at least one person had to be taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Meanwhile, this morning we are hearing from members of the Syrian community here in South Florida. One community leader says he's horrified by the violence, but is glad the world has finally taken notice.
This has been happening over 6 years now, more than 6 years. And yes, this time the killing is through like chemical or gas, but what's the difference between killing with gases and killing in bombing? But I hope that the president and the U.S. administration have a serious plan to end the war in Syria.
Members of the Islamic Center of Greater Miami have also been helping Syrian refugees adjust to life here in the United States.